Undying Morphlane.
You're expecting the Brood to go for the universal build and not the old Brood build, which is auras, like pipe and whatnot, right? Because the last game, I mean, it's just a small sample size, but I assume because of the universal changes, you're going to be seeing more Harpoon, Manta, etc.
Yeah, it's definitely an avenue that has opened up now, so Brood has more options. I don't think it's a given that you get that because you're universal. I think you look at the game and you look at your lineup and see what makes the most sense. Because, I mean, I look at these heroes on the Radiant, and my concern isn't do you have enough damage. You have Morph and Void Spirit, so
true.
I don't think damage is going to be that big of a concern, but at the same time, it can be very powerful for Brood to go right-click here because it means that whoever Doom uses his ulti on isn't the only carry in the game. So if he Dooms the Morph, the Brood can still carry the fight, vice versa. Same with Void Spirit. So, yeah, curious to see how that plays out. As for BetBoom, I think there's a lot of merit to going auras on Doom in this game. I think you can try to set the pace and not necessarily have to play slow and greedy on your Doom, because as we mentioned, the enemy team has a bit of ramp-up time. There's a Brood and Morph. If you want to play the Brood carry style, it needs items. Takes some time. And Monkey King as well as Ember can play relatively fast together with Techies and especially Disruptor. You have a lot of potential to make aggressive plays, which this region traditionally is known for, is its aggression. And they've definitely drafted for it this game on the side of BetBoom.
Did anything in the patch surprise you at all? Because the literal first thing I scrolled to was Timbersaw.
Yeah, I thought Timber was going to get nerfed.
Oh, absolutely nothing is pure. He's going to take a lot of damage. This will likely be your first blood. And it goes to Dyrachyo.
Might be a double as well.
Blood grenade, save, gets waveformed on. They don't have quite enough. Dyrachyo, sticky bomb applied to him now. You will be able to get out, but that costs him a bit of extra time, but he does pull the entire wave with him.
Yeah, so Timbersaw...
Courier does die, though.
The main nerfs to Timber aren't through what the hero nerfs were for him in particular. It was more about the items, right? The Vanguard, the Octarine.
True.
So he did
say that for a lot of heroes.
Right, so he did get multiple nerfs, but some of them not directly targeted at the hero, but more like the style of build-up that he takes advantage of. So we'll see how things shape up over the next week here, as I don't want to read too much into it when it's this much in the infancy. Like, some players and some teams are just going to get the right idea off the bat, others aren't. And something that's broken today might suck in 5 days. So it's
yeah, and I would
early
say,
days.
Other than the Vanguard, Octarine stuff, most of the changes were very slight. So even picking the same heroes as last patch, probably okay for the most part. And then you min-max once you get more comfortable with the changes themselves.
Yeah, one of the heroes individually that got hit the hardest is actually the one Quinn's playing this game. Void Spirit got multiple nerfs, but Gaming Gliders still seem to think the hero is just that good. And I mean, in the last patch, I thought the hero was beyond insane, so I'm not surprised that they still think it's good after nerfs. Like, last patch, it was just, let's be honest, it was just egregious, right? Yeah. I played against it a couple of games, I watched these programs like, how is this fair, right? So, but with some tweaks here and there, are you surprised they didn't do anything about Universal as a concept yet? Do you feel like it needs a bit more time to truly test it through, and then you just nerf the Universal heroes that were too strong, or?
Yeah, it's tough to say. I mean, I feel like it's a bit polar. I don't know if polarized is even the right word. A lot of people just don't give a shit. It's very apathetic about this. Like, yeah, it's whatever, kind of like whatever mechanic, but I think just some of the heroes were too strong. I think I would be interested to see the patch, which is maybe going to be this one, where the universal heroes that were very strong get brought back to the ground. And we see how it plays out when it's an even playing field.
Right.
But, you know, these things are tough to...
Rough, and I think together with Morphling, this lane actually poses quite the threat to Pure. So we're seeing him struggling a bit here for starters. And Doom was a hero that got hit pretty hard too, right?
Yes.
This hero got multiple nerfs. He got Devour Gold nerf, the Vanguard nerf, and there was one more thing as well, right? That I'm forgetting.
Armor.
-1 armor.
Quinn. Oh, the blast off hits just barely from save. That means GPK will be able to take out his counterpart in the mid lane.
People love memeing about -1 armor, these like stats. It was an eye-opener. At one point, I was having a conversation with someone from Valve about it. Like, when you change base stats on heroes, even a little bit, like armor or 2 strength or something, it influences sometimes their win rates by like 1 to 2%. People just meme about this one armor, but if you think about it, the effective HP that you get per armor, and you're missing that in every game. So think about, okay, Celery's gonna die here while we have that conversation.
Denied, no.
So if you think about a lot of the times in games, you know, theoretical matchup Pure has bottom, he's still doing pretty well. Sitting on 3.2k on the
trying to go for Ace again. This would be really big considering there's a big wave here. TP coming though from Quinn. You see most of BetBoom are here. Ember Spirit really wants this kill. Trying to focus on the Brood. First, they're going to lose their techies, though, as here comes the Wukong's command. Ace getting extremely low inside this Wukong's. Will be resigned to his death, but how much is it going to cost them? Dyrachyo made his way over here as well, as Nightfall just barely dies.
GPK has no outs right now.
Yeah, Bushwhack keeps him in place. Gets off one more Sleight of Fist. Adaptive Strike not doing a whole lot of damage. Kinetic Field is going to keep him at bay. Sleight of Fist is there. Double kill for GPK. Will he actually live? Tofu goes down to the right click of Toronto Tokyo. GPK holds the wave for the Dyrachyo Morphling in place. And now the blast off to follow. And GPK ends up with the triple.
God.
Unreal play from BetBoom.
As Lacoste would say, what an abs. Nobody else from Gaming Gliders have even looked at a tower yet.
Yeah.
They've been under pressure, to say the least, and it will remain that way. Tofu will get blasted off.
BetBoom starting to run away with this thing.
Yeah.
And Gaiman gonna have to find their footing here pretty soon. They're gonna have to go up against that Crimson Guard that is now officially
How
picked
are they
up.
gonna fight into Crimson?
Glimpse, Celery dead again.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And these are very, like, you don't need many resources to get these kills. They're able to
Keep farming. He has to take risky farm. If he starts playing too passively, then he's already succumbing to a loss. Like you need to make those risky moves and hope it works out in your favor. Oh, Gaiman.
Yeah, BetBoom connecting now. Astral Step onto save, but Quinn inside the kinetic field right now, focusing on the Disruptor. Toronto Tokyo getting quite low. Finally will drop. As the techies will be next, though. 2 kills for Gaming Gladiators. Nice heal coming out from the Undying, but dies shortly after, along with Ace.
Dyrachyo tickling Pure here.
So all the supports have died. One Brood as well, as Tofu will be the last support to eventually drop here. Havis keeping him alive a little bit longer.
Never refuse school.
It actually looks really bad for Gaiman, and
It's a bit hard to gauge how much health that is when he...
Okay, he got Sleight of Fisted,
right.
and then, yeah, okay. As BetBoom still quite relentless, getting control of the triangle now, and I think Celery, well, actually, Static Storm use, that's a little surprising.
I guess they didn't want any sort of counterplay with Tombstone there.
They're going to continue to fight, though. Crimson Guard is popped, which means Gaming Gladiators don't do any damage. A nice Bushwhack on the 3, but not a whole lot of follow-up, as Dyrachyo now, still Spirit Vessel, trying to right-click his way through as the Doom finally goes off, and it looks like that's going to be the result of Quinn dying. Here, he's targeted right now, but Nightfall gets off the double Boundless Strike with the Wukong's command to follow. And BetBoom, they do lose their 2 supports, but they're getting basically everything else that they wanted. They didn't get the Morphling, who did just barely step out.
GPK now
they're getting the better of these trades.
0 and 14 on Ember.
Yep, he's having, I mean, he's worth a lot then, right?
Yeah.
Bit of a stalemate now, neither of which know exactly where the other is, but they do spot the courier going south from the Monkey King. Nightfall gets his Hyperstone.
This is Gaiman's chance at a full-on comeback if they get a good fight here. They do have the outpost advantage.
Yeah, there's the Astral Step opening. BKB immediately popped by Nightfall. He's another strike on the 3 here with the War Stomp to follow. Wukong's command comes after, and just like that, Celery dead for the 50th time this game. Tofu's gonna be next, and the Wukong's command forces everybody from BetBoom out of the area. As you can see, Morphling taking a ton of damage. That's going to be the death of Dyrachyo. Quinn now taking heavy damage as well, but he kind of has to fight, it feels like. Trying to take out Pure, but he's going to live for the time being, but finally gets taken out by a support who bought back previously from Gaming Gladiators. Save. Aggro's Roche just to be able to take part in this fight. Does not want to keep him in his hole any longer. Celery, this looks to be a dieback from him. Oh, nice. Ace gets the double kill. Actually trying to turn his sights on the GPK. He gets hoodwinked. Oh my god, the triple kill from Ace. They actually find him in the end. And now Toronto Tokyo on the run. He's going to get harpooned back. Uses the Ogre Seal Totem along with the Kinetic Field and the Glitch, but it's not going to be enough. As Ace with an Ultra Kill, and now Gaming
throwing out sticky bombs and keep placing mines for information. And
Ace can go in and out of the pit as he has been doing to check if Roche is up. They can use the illusions, of course, as well to get rid of some of those mines. Roche, so Gaming knows 100% this is up right now.
Yeah.
There's the double damage on Nightfall.
Oh, Celery's going to show. Okay.
Oh, Quinn actually jumps in, trying to delete somebody around the back. They're going to be able to get Toronto Toki. Doesn't have buyback 50 seconds. Pure actually uses the Axe Doom on himself very early. Jumps right in, now trying to focus on that Morphling, but can't catch up. Instead, will have to go for the Brood Brother. Still a pretty damn big kill, and they find it. That's an instant buyback from Ace now as the Wukong's command forcing everybody from Gaming outside of the outskirts there. Now the waveform back in. Is that a static storm? That's just a kinetic field, it looks like. As Dyrachyo, he's going to be nullified for the time being at half HP now, kind of getting kited to a high degree as GPK looking, trying to finish him off. Balance Strike coming in from behind. Dyrachyo inside the tree line. Will get harpooned back. That huge hoodwink stun again comes out. Lots of damage being applied as Nightfall barely gets out. No, 124 seconds of no Monkey King. That bushwhack was absurd.
Oh my god, the base is burning.
That's
like
true.
100 red dots on the minimap.
That's a lot of creeps.
Dyrachyo bought back to defend base.
He has to, and now Save trying to prevent this Roche from coming out, but it's not even remotely close of going down, so he's gonna basically suicide. And now Quinn, he's completely surrounded. Able to Astral Step to the high ground, though. I'm not sure if GPK has enough remnants to follow suit as Ace now, he's extremely low as well. This Roshan number 3.
Oh, they didn't.
Very hotly contested. Celery gets off a soul rip there. Pure actually initiated on by the Brood, but now GPK looks like they will be able to finish off that pesky spider. 120 seconds of no Brood now.
Yeah, hope they timed the buyback. It was
Pure.
over. It's not what we're seeing in this replay. Obviously, this is an insane bushwhack coming out from Tofu there with his last bit of mana. Highest possible impact play he could have found there, and
Top tower.
polarizing reactions there.
Pretty hype.
There goes the first lane.
Indeed.
Will they actually? All right, will Gaming Gladiators go for more, though? It's going to be a 4v4. They have Aegis.
Lincoln just popped, no Doom. So this is 4v4. Tombstone placed ahead of time. Dyrachyo still with the Aegis, obviously. Leipner going to hold him in place. There comes a stun from Save. So they're actually going to try to fight this. As Nightfall goes right in with a huge Wukong's command. Tofu's deleted. Celery trying to get the hell out, but GPK is going to follow him with that nullifier. Meanwhile, Dyrachyo turning into Monkey King, uses the refresher shard, trying to take out this monkey, but he just dies instead. He basically suicides himself. So that's 4 heroes.
Nightfall got like triple crit there. Woo! Yeah, a little bit of a polarizing reaction again, but this time it's the other way.
Reversed.
All right, BetBoom have to end the game now. There is no way they let this slip away now. You're 5v3 for a full minute. Quinn.
Yeah, they know he's there. He's going to get Searing Chains. They actually break the Lincolns. There's the Aghanim Scepter Doom, but Pure is bushwhacked to a tree. Now Nightfall, they're able to catch up to this Brood Mother, and Ace is dead, no buyback. And BetBoom finally should be able to finish this game. Pure jumps back in, the Doom's still going, and they'll be able to take out Quinn relatively easily now that he's completely outnumbered. Another Wukong's command, and Quinn, last remaining member, but not for long as GG's come out.
Oh, that reaction from Pure. That reaction from Pure was so telling. Oh my god, I want a replay of that player reaction there.
What did he do?
He basically did a not like this after they won. He was like, guys.